5, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game.
From the outside now, it's Page off balance. Puts it
And this one is hammered to left field. Did he do it? Yes, sir. Walk-off home run.
All right, welcome to Arbitrage Arena, episode 5. I have Gavin to my right. We have Grant, our youngest seller in Arbitrage Arena, below me. And Grant, how did you get started with Amazon? Just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I started Amazon back in January. I saw one of Gavin's posts on his FBA account. I slid up and asked him how he got started. He sent me Miles' original FBA roadmap course. I just watched all of that and kind of got started from there.
How has it been? You're in high school, right? Like, how old are you?
Yeah, 17. Yeah, I'll be a senior this year in Fishers, Indiana.
So to have an account, you have to be 18. So you went with your parents' account, and your parents are on board too, right? So do you want to talk about like starting at not even being old enough to have an Amazon account, but still running it up?
Yeah. So everything's under my mom's name. So getting all the ungates, we to like make sure all the names are set up right and everything. That was a little hiccup at first. So yeah, it's all just a little different.
How's it been with capital? Because I know a lot of younger sellers, it's like if you don't have a credit history, you're not able to run it up. Is everything under your mom's name with that too as well?
Yeah, everything's under my mom's currently. Once I'm 18, I'm probably going to open a credit card right away. So that'll help too.
And that's awesome. Like you're at a young age and you're already getting into like credit cards and how they work. And that's very important. Like your credit's going to be good when you're older. People don't even get credit cards till they're out of college. And you're looking at one probably when you're on your 18th birthday, you're going to get a credit. It's awesome.
Yeah. What do your high school friends say? Like, do they know you sell and all that?
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of them into it. They're just at like a lot lower of a scale, but that's okay. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get together, hang out with friends, but also be working, doing productive stuff. So it's a good time.
Yeah, and I know you're posting on social media. So what's that like walking through school? Do people like say something to you, or how does that work?
Yeah. I got a lot of people that reached out and was like, yo, where'd you learn it, whatever. And like 2 of them out of like, I'd say 15 followed through and like actually made an account. And that was 2 of my closest buddies. So yeah, I mean, I get comments here and there, but it's all positive for the most part.
Good. That's good.
That's pretty normal in general. I feel like a lot of people will hit you up and not really start. Like probably 90% of the people that reach out never actually get an Amazon account.
Yep.
Oh, 100%.
So summer break, you have a lot of extra time. Are you going to try and maximize this back to school season?
Oh, 100%. We got soccer and I'm taking an online class right now. So, and with friends, it's harder to balance everything, but we're getting it ready for back to school. And we're going to do something for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So kind of walk us through your growth, because obviously 17 years old, you might scale differently than like me or Gavin, just being a little bit older. How has that been? Like, where did you start and then where are you at now?
Yeah, so I started with very little capital. I started with like after the course and everything, just a couple hundred in products. And so I was doing kind of just around like $1,000 in sales a month, nothing crazy. So then up until this last month, just started doing bigger numbers recently for me. So it's cool to see the slow growth as it's going to take more time since I'm younger, but it's cool to see it come together.
And what's the difference maker, do you think, from going from consistent 1K month sales to now you're up at like 10K, right?
Yeah, up around like 8 in the month right now.
Yeah. So what's the big difference maker from taking those 1K sales months to like, okay, I really want to scale this business, and now you're at 8K?
To be honest, it's trust in the process, and even I need to get better at that too. It's like, it's hard to buy a bunch of bulk and you're like, what if it doesn't sell? But you're not going to make the money if you don't take the risk and buy it. So you got to go for it.
Essentially, I feel like what separates the bigger sellers to the smaller sellers is simply confidence to go deep and not running out of stock. Because me and Gavin are confident enough to where if I buy like a ton of units, I understand that if I hold it for 2 months, that's fine if I have 2 months of supply. But I feel like a newer seller, when you're crunched on capital, it's kind of like detrimental to your business if you do hold on to that for 2 months. Whereas like us, we're fine with that.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. It's like, I'm not buying backpacks yet. I'm not buying back to school stuff yet because I'm kind of like waiting for it to sell because I have capital constraints. So it's, I can't be waiting a couple months for stuff to sell because I need to sell now. So it's a little bit harder, but yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that'll come, you're not even a year into this business. So think about the cash flow that you'll have like January next year and stuff like that after December.
So what are your plans for college? Because you're going into your senior year, you have one more year of high school. And that's honestly like, I loved high school. That was like one of the best moments times in my life. And I went to college, obviously, but now you've started this business going into your senior year. What do you think your college plans are going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through the application process right now. I'm doing my stuff, but the goal and dream goal is to not be able to go, be making it by then online to not to go. So we'll see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, that's huge. So if you were to tell like a newer seller, especially someone with limited capital, the best tip that you could give them, what would it be to starting on Amazon?
Yeah, I would say for sure, like I said earlier, you just got to trust the process. I mean, it's going to feel like you're doing everything wrong at first, but it'll calm and it'll come together. You just got to stick with it. I've thought about quitting multiple times, but it'll all come back together. There'll be ups, there'll be downs.
There is for sure ups and downs, and I've seen that like every other week.
That's another point too, is like just the fact that you don't give up. I feel like eventually you can make it doing this, because after multiple months, you've bought some of the same products over and over, and it just starts to stack on top of each other. Whereas if you can just make it through this first 3, 4, 5 months, it becomes pretty easy, in my opinion.
And this is not an overnight business. It does take time. And a lot of people, they start 2 weeks in and then they just give up because they're not making money off the bat.
Yeah, I feel like people don't realize like it's not just like an online game. It's like a true business, and businesses don't just take off like Monopoly overnight, you know?
Exactly.
Gavin, what were you doing when you were 17?
Playing baseball, playing soccer, hanging out with the friends, you know. I went to the arcade, running up some skee ball, and then I was selling shoes when I was young. Like when I was like 15, I got out of that before then. But like when I was 17, that was like my senior year. I wasn't doing much with business. I was just kind of enjoying life, enjoying my high school years.
I know I was nothing. I had nothing to do with it. So Grant, we got August around the corner, about 1 month away exactly. What would be kind of your goal for August in terms of sales?
For August, I would love to, 15.
I think you can get that. That would just be like be able to spend $7,500 or so.
Yeah, and I think I could do that. Yeah.
I think you're going to hammer that. I think you're going to get way above that.
I do too.
I hope so.
It'll be whatever you're able to spend, but if you're able to do like a lot of FBM, which I'm sure you're gonna have some free time. When does school start back up for you?
Low-key to be packed. Season's gonna be started, but it'll be fine.
Yeah,
because you're
pre-pack as well.
Yeah, the teams for soccer, the teams are made day one of school. So you're gonna have soccer, school, Amazon. It's gonna be a lot, but I know you can. I know you can get it all done.
Yeah, we'll get it.
The good thing is you'll have the buying done probably like late July, and so it'll pretty much just be packing and getting the units out.
Yeah, that's not even that bad.
So yeah,
for sure.
But anyways, Grant, 17 years old, doing an Amazon. If he can do it, you can do it too. Excited to see where you go, Grant, and I'm glad you joined into Arbitrage Arena.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Me too.